I remember how the video started, where I said I hear all the chatter and all of this stuff, and people are talking about rent as compared to what, you know, as compared to, I saw this post probably about 6, 7 times in one day. Um, Rent compared to minimum wage still remaining the same for the last 15, 20 years or whatever the case may be, 725. But here where I live in a city called Greenville, South Carolina. The median rent is about, um, median being, um, the average rent is 1920 per month, and then they want you to make 3 times as much as the rent costs per month in order for them to even consider you a good applicant for this place, because they know that the demand for housing, see, they can put these stipulations out there because the demand for housing is not going to stop. It's going to continue to go up. All right. So what I wanted to talk to y'all about is the actual logistics of what we're going through right now, because at least for a couple of years, going on 3 years, I've been warning y'all ever since COVID happened and they started giving out these stimulus checks and all of this stuff. I've been warning y'all that this doorstep, this thing that's sitting on our doorstep right now, knocking at the door, I've been telling y'all that this situation was coming and that we need to get right and come together. And like I said, I got a video that maybe got about 10 or 11 views where I said the world gave us the opportunity to sit down and think about what was important, and we failed ourselves. It gave us the opportunity to sit down and get right and come together and learn to love each other and learn to respect each other properly. And what did we do? The moment that we were able to get back out in these streets, we got back out in these streets and we started ending relationships again, and we started wilding out again because we were held up and we just couldn't wait to get back to that life. And now, where do we land? Where are we? How's it going? See, a lot of those people who were talking so loud about what their life was and how their bosses and this, that, the third, you will notice that a lot of those people are very quiet right now. Alright? And this is not to gloat, because I don't prey on nobody's struggle. Nobody's struggle. If it was up to me, everybody would be eating. Everybody would be straight. Nobody would have anything to worry about, and everybody would be good. But a fact is a fact, and I'm on record saying that these times were coming. This is not the first. These weren't the first stimuluses that I've seen in my lifetime. Back in 2008, we went through it. We saw it. We saw it coming. So when I say this video right here is dedicated to the logistics of life and what we do and how we got life so fucked up. See, we forgot in the last 60 years, we forgot about family. All right? And though the life has changed and we've moved to an era where really 2 incomes are needed in the household, and we sit back and we argue about who's going to do what and who should do what, instead of figuring out your situation and coming to the best conclusion so that you can build with a person. You know what we do? We sit back and we argue about who should do what, have pointless conversations, have conversations that's going nowhere because no one is listening to each other. They just want to be heard. All right? So here we are. Here we are. We've been arguing all the way up until the point that now the shit is sitting here knocking on our door. And now those who were talking the most shit have nothing to say. Ladies and gentlemen, The logistics of the situation is simply this: you were not put here to walk through life alone. If you're a believer like I'm a believer, and believe me, I'm going to get into that too later. This is only part 2. This is the one after the intro. I'm going to get into a lot of shit. But if you're a believer like I'm a believer, God saw it fit to put Eve here with Adam for a reason. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the ability to make each other better because we're different. And we should be able to fill in the blanks for our partner. Where I'm strong and you may be weak, I'm supposed to hold you down. Vice versa. The fact that we have no understanding of that, because the logistics of life has changed, and when you talk about logistics, we're talking time and money. That's the definition of logistics. We're talking time and money. When you're talking about the logistics of life, we sit back and we argue about time and money. All right? We argue about effort and money. Who should be doing what and who should pay what? Ladies and gentlemen, with time has come change. And we have failed to adapt. So rather than adapting and sitting back and talking and understanding one another, we've just been simply bickering and wasting our time doing what we've been doing. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, that shit needs to stop. You can't sit down with a table of strangers who are not contributing anything to your fucking life and think that you're going to figure out what you need to do in your household with your man. This is a conversation that you should have with your partner. Not your man, but your man or your woman. These are conversations that you should have with each other, period. Alright? I don't want anybody to think that I'm singling out one side or the other. This is something that we need to fix because we lost sight of something over the last 60 years, and that's the family is what makes us strong. We're getting into these relationships and doing everything that encompasses building a family, and we're not being a family. We're breaking up. We're giving up on each other. We're not giving each other enough effort. We're not treating each other well. We treat each other like shit. And then we expect someone to fucking accept that. And then it becomes what? It becomes now one person has to concentrate on 2 households. It becomes, I hate you. It becomes you deal with each other in front of your kids with disdain and disrespect all the time. And you sit back and you don't understand why we are the way that we are. We don't care about each other because the relationship didn't work. We don't give a fuck about each other's well-being because the relationship doesn't work. We sit back and we make it a point to try to stress each other out because the relationship didn't work. Wake up, man. It's time. Show off.